Cambridge, Massachusetts, and you have been the CEO since October 2011, and I also understand that you are from France originally. Could you speak to why Moderna was founded in the U.S. instead of somewhere else in the EU?
That's a great question, Senator. There's no better country than this country for science and entrepreneurship. People are willing to take risks. There's, as Senator Romney mentioned, much more capital, and it's available to take risk. It started in the US because the core technology was initially from Harvard labs and MIT labs, like you see in a lot of those stories. A great VC firm from Boston who only does healthcare work, very innovative, very risky type of work, but that could change the world. And that's the reason I decided to join the team that was being formed to start this enterprise. You need to know, when I was talked about the idea of using mRNA to treat people, I first look at them and say, are you kidding me? This will never work. But the more I spent time thinking about it, looking at the data, talking to experts, as Senator Romney said, I had to tell my wife it was a 5% chance of working. She's not a scientist, and she was asking, how risky is it? But because if it was going to work, it was going to be a new platform. It was going to be a new way to make medicine. And that's why I took that risk with my career, is to say, it might fail. I will have to find another job. It's going to be okay. But I have to try to make this work because it could save so many people. Of course, we never thought there would be a pandemic in our lifetime. But we're working on infectious disease vaccine. We have around 13 clinical trials right now, which is one of the largest number in the industry. As I mentioned, we're working on cancer, genetic disease, heart disease. The team is working on autoimmune disease. It's still in a lab, but coming soon. This is it's a platform. For 100+ years, the pharma industry has been an analog industry where every drug is different. We have to relearn everything. This is a platform that's going to enable so many medicine helping people. And as we saw during the pandemic, because it's a platform, we can go much faster to the clinic, much faster to approval, so we can help save lives.
Thank you. Kind of reminds me of my former profession, was a coach. And I used to tell my players, this country owes you nothing but an opportunity. And you came here, took the opportunity, and made a success out of it. So I want to thank you for that. And again, a lot of people want to thank you for that. We're hearing a lot today about how much the government spent on vaccine development and how much risk pharmaceutical companies took themselves. I wasn't here in the Senate when Operation Warp Speed was getting started, but I do recall hearing a lot of criticism on the other side of the aisle about whether partnering with pharmaceutical companies like this was a good idea and whether we would get any successful vaccines. It seems like it worked out pretty well for all of us. Can you speak about Operation Warp Speed and how it brought the vaccines to patients and what the overall impact of our healthcare system and overall deaths would have been without this investment?
Thank you, Senator. I think the world owes so much gratitude to the US government and to Operation Warp Speed. I think the idea to say, we have no idea which technology is going to work. We're fighting this enemy, the virus, but we don't know which technology is going to work. So let's bet on 3 technologies. Protein technology, very mature but much slower. Adenovirus technology and mRNA technology. And to do it even better, the government said, let's not bet on one company. Let's bet on 2 companies per technology versus the 6-company portfolio to run a portfolio to hedge the risk. And then Congress, and I want to really thank members of Congress for the budget that was appropriated to BARDA to be able to fund this work, allowed this. This didn't happen in Europe. This didn't happen in Asia or anywhere else. This country helped change the course of this pandemic through the public-private partnership, which is why when the government called for help, we raised our hand. We made the 10 years worth of investment in science and technology platform available. So we're going to make the technology available. We make the plant available. We will delay products. We have commercial products, including, for example, in cancer, that have been delayed because we prioritize our resources to the pandemic because it was the right thing to do for the country.
Thank you. And I'd just like to make this statement. We did a lot of research on this, and the U.S. taxpayer paid $30 billion for the successful vaccines and received $1.15 trillion in direct benefits back from that $38 billion. Pretty good investment to me. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Senator.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Mr. Bancel, for being with us today.